I wanted to share today the Quiet Meadow and Meadow dies that are part of the Quiet Meadow Bundle from the new Stampin' Up! Catalog that's coming out tomorrow to customers. Oh, so you'll be able to see that online, which is pretty awesome and exciting, and new products to order and all that. But that means that your last chance to order from the current annual catalog, which ends today. So today is May 3rd. So this is the last day to order from anything that's left from the annual catalog that's ending today. So don't miss out. And hi, Senia. Nice to see you. Nice to see your name and your face on my screen. Yeah, so don't miss out on any products that are retiring because they're going to be gone tomorrow. But we have new things. So I wanted to feature some of those new things that are going to be available tomorrow with the new catalog. So exciting. Okay, so we have I wanted to show you the dies that are part of the Meadow dies. So they have all these beautiful pressed flowers kind of look going on, a couple of labels. I'm not entirely sure what these are. I guess maybe they're supposed to be like seed pods, these two ones. I'm guessing seed pods to add to the some of these bits of grass, maybe. Anyway, so that's those. And then we have the Quiet Meadow stamp set. Love the spatter and the sort of faded out words there are pretty fun too. And then I also get to share with you a couple of the new in colors. So we have the soft succulent ink pad and the pale papaya. So those are new and gorgeous and fun. Okay, I'll just put those out of the way. Let's start with just a piece of Whisper White, or sorry, I keep calling it that. It's not Whisper White, my friends. It is, I just need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I usually try to do that beforehand. There we go. So nobody can make my phone ring while I'm recording. That's never good, right? Yeah, so we're going to start with a piece of basic white, not Whisper White, because Whisper White is no more, but we have basic white. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Pretty standard. Get that folded. Yes. I don't know. I keep messing up my names, Senia. I keep calling it Whisper White. It's going to take forever to get that out of my head. It's going to be Whisper White all the time. Okay, we have our basic white that is ready for us. And then I did cut from I have it all ready to go here, a piece of the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, which is available now on this last day of the 2020-2021 annual catalog with Stampin' Up. But it is also available in the new catalog that starts tomorrow. So that's exciting. So that's our Tasteful Textures. And I have die cut this using one of my stitched rectangle dies. I believe it might be second largest or third largest of those dies. And then I used a die from the Tasteful Labels dies to cut out this center area. I really like that it gives that little bit of a embossed edge. It's quite nice. Hi, Terry. I'm glad that we can stamp together this morning. All right, let me set these aside and we're going to do some stamping first. So I have this ready, but I want to do a little bit to my background basic white card base. So what I'm going to do is take my pale papaya ink pad, and I have a blending brush that I have used with pinks, but I pulled off most of the color. You can see there's still residue of the pink on there. but I've pulled off most of the color and I'm going to use it in my pale papaya. So it might not be, I think it's pretty true to color. I did play around with it before this video. So I'm just going to gently pick up some color from my ink pad. And then because I'm just going to be starting smack dab in the middle of my card, I want to be really careful that I don't put too much pressure down initially because I'm going to end up with a blob. I don't want a blob. And I also want to kind of have an idea of where I want my color, because I want it to only show on the inside of this opening, which is going to be pretty central. So I don't want to go past the edge of that. So I'm going to be careful not to go past. But I can start, to avoid that blob of initial color, I can start off kind of down in the corner, knowing that that's probably going to be safe and covered up if I do end up with that blob of color. But if I also do it quite light to start with, whoo, no blobbing. Woo-hoo-hoo. Here we go. Yeah, then I won't have, if I start light, then I don't end up with a blob as much. So I'm just adding some color. I love just adding this blend of color. If you watched my video last week when I did my alternative projects for the paper pumpkin, you would have seen me using the blending brush there as well. Apparently it's my thing now. So I'm just adding, and as I lose ink, I'm adding more pressure. So at first I start light, because you can always add ink, you can't take it away. It's pretty tough to do. And you'll notice I'm mostly doing this over to one side. Let's have a check. Let's see what it looks like. That's pretty good. I think I can work with that. I wouldn't mind it being a bit darker down there, but maybe we're okay. All right, so that's pale papaya. I also want to add, I want to use some of the stamps in the Quiet Meadow stamp set. So like I said, they have this, these words that are kind of, you can't really read them. It's clearly talking about gardens and wildflowers and that sort of thing. So we're going to use that stamp, but it's a long stamp and I don't want to get it over. Remember, I want this edge to be clear, so I don't want any of my color to go over there. Hi Eunice, glad you could join us. Yeah, so I want to put something down on that side just to keep my ink from going over there. So let's find a scrap piece of paper. So I'm going to make sure that it covers up where I don't want the ink, but doesn't cover up in my center area there. So that's about what I want. And I don't want this to be too heavy, so I think I'm going to also stamp this off. I just want it to be a soft color. This pale papaya is so pretty. See, so it's just really soft and light. Maybe I'll even stamp it off twice. What? So light and simple. Nice. Maybe that's all I want. So I've just added, this might be hard to see. There we go. So I've just added those words, just really soft. I didn't want them to be terribly bold or anything. Okay, then I'm going to use the beautiful splatter stamp as well. This one, I think I am going to use it a little on the heavier side. Just want to make sure it's clean. There we go. And we'll just do a bold spatter of that pale papaya once again. Ooh, that's pretty bold. Maybe that's more bold than I want. That's okay. And I've stamped it off, so I can do that again. I'm going to huff on it first with my breath. Make sure that it reconstitutes that ink a little bit. And I'm going to put it up, turn it around, and do it the other direction. So that's just a little softer splatter there. All right, that's looking good. Okay, What is next? We're done with the papaya ink, I think. And we're done with the blending brush, so I'll set that aside. Okay, now I'm ready to just attach my label. So that's going to, or my window, whatever you want to call it, that's going to go right smack dab in the middle. And of course, I'm going to use dimensionals because I am a dimensional crazed kind of person. And because this is just like a designer series paper, it's pretty flimsy. So I'm going to really use lots of dimensionals. These are the mini dimensionals, which you probably have seen me use these more than the regular size. I really just like the even coverage that I can do. I can just apply a gazillion of these and don't have to feel guilty about being wasteful because they are the same price as the regular pack, but you get more because they're smaller. So that way I have good coverage. My paper won't go flat. And again, because this is designer series paper, it is a little bit flimsy. So I need a little bit extra. Oh, Senia, what a sweetheart you are. Do you sing? Do you have a musical voice? That's so nice of you to say, Senia. I love to sing. I'm not trained at singing, but I do love it. And I am, well, I shouldn't say I'm not trained at singing. I'm taking singing lessons. So I guess that's training. It's just not formal. It's very, very casual. And I just really enjoy it. Right now I'm learning the song Etta Jones, I believe, sings At Last. Do you know that one? It's a song from, what, the 40s? It's such a beautiful song. So that's the song I'm learning right now. I need 4 more, Eunice. 4 more dimensionals. Yeah, probably. But you're probably thinking closer to the center, maybe. Okay, so there's my little frame. Cute, cute. And then I'm going to add some of those dies. I love the dies, so I've pre-cut them. Let's grab those. So I have some dies that I have already cut, just 2 of them. One is cut with basic white cardstock, and the other is cut from a piece of the hand-penned designer series paper, which is also new. So this is pale papaya, but it has little, it's hard to see, but the paper has little tiny dots, polka dots, and a variation of like a watercolor wash kind of over it. So it's quite pretty. So that I'm going to attach, and the other one as well. I think I'm going to put the white one down first. And I might even throw in maybe a couple little dimensionals underneath just to help those stay lifted up a little bit in my window. So let's do that. I'll grab again my mini dimensionals, but I'm coming down to all the edge bits of my mini dimensionals. So I'm going to just trim off some edge bits that I can use to pop up this I don't know what, meadow flower, meadow grass. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty, and I like nature, kind of natural nature things. So this is right up my alley. I might need to make this even smaller. My goodness, there's not a lot of space. This die might be good. Well, I was going to say this die might be good to use with the adhesive foam sheets so that the whole thing could be lifted up, but because only part of it is and the rest isn't, then that might be more awkward than it's, might be too much work. So we'll just go with this. We'll just do it this way. But I need to put one little tiny one on right on this top leaf. It might be too, I'll cut it in half even still, so it's super tiny. So Senia, the songs that I like to sing the most when I do my singing lessons are either kind of the um, sultry siren type jazz kind of songs. Not jazz necessarily, but like, I don't know, romantic kind of older songs. Or I also really like to sing songs from musicals. Like I really like My Fair Lady and um, sorry, I can't talk and do this at the same time. My Fair Lady or Singing in the Rain or what's another one I did? Practiced. I did, oh my goodness, my brain stopped. Phantom of the Opera. A song from Cats, Memories. So yeah, I like those kinds of songs to sing. They're just so pretty. And I find for whatever reason, they're easier to sing than pop songs. Pop songs are, I find, really difficult. Although I did really enjoy learning to sing or practicing singing True Colors by Cyndi Lauper. That's a good one too. Okay, so even that is quite pretty. Wow. Love this. Love these dies. They're so pretty. But we're going to add this one on there as well. This one doesn't need any dimensionals, so that makes it a little easier. You can see the other side. It's got lots of little flowers and stuff on the pattern on the other side. But we don't need that side. So I'll just add some of my handy dandy Tombow liquid glue in all the larger sections. I don't need to put it everywhere. Like that. Oh, this is so pretty. There we go. Yeah, it's just this is just a nice soft, pretty look. Yeah. Okay, what else? What's next? Oh, we need a sentiment. Let's grab a sentiment. So I've already die cut from those Meadow dies. I cut out the label. And we're going to use that soft succulent ink with the Thinking of You sentiment from the Quiet Meadow stamp set. Nice. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. And then what else did I want to try on this one? And where did I put it? I wanted to use I must have put it away. Oh, here it is. I wanted to use the new soft succulent in color ribbon. What do they call this actually? Soft succulent. Where's the name? Open weave 3/8 of an inch ribbon. So pretty. So I think I'm going to end up with this right around here. And I thought it would be best just to keep things, because this has so much going on with the loop-de-doops on the side and the stitching. And then here we have stitching and here we have more lines and here's lots of lines going on. So I thought it might be good when I do attach this to attach it so that the stitching lines up with the stitching on my rectangle die. That way we have fewer kind of zigs and zags. It just keeps it a little more friendly on the eyes. And I'm not sure how high I want to put it. I'll put it down there maybe. So that's going to go on dimensionals, but first I want to add some ribbon. I think I'm just going to kind of do like a little swatcheroo of the ribbon. And I love the soft kind of contrast between these, like they're kind of opposite ends of the color spectrum, right? The color wheel, orange and green, if you will. But they're so soft that it's really nice contrast, I think, but yet not like crazy. Not a crazy contrast. I'm just getting a feel for where I want this. I'm giving it a test run here, and then I can decide. Yeah, so we'll just go for it. So when I do ribbon like that, I either use glue dots or tear and tape. I find tear and tape quite convenient because I don't have to decide where it's going to go. I just put it generally where I want the ribbon to be, and then I make sure that it covers up, that the ribbon covers up the tear and tape one or the label, whatever goes on. Hi, Kim. Thank you. I love, like, these Meadow dies just make me want to do soft designs like this. Now, I have to decide what I was doing again. Remind myself. I've already forgotten. It's hard to lay something underneath. I guess I could have put it on the label. That would have been maybe the smarter way to go. But you know, we're not always smart. Later, when I share this kind of thing with a class, I'll have played around enough to know what's working and what's not. And then I fix it so that you guys, when you do my classes, don't have to deal with that. That's not working. I'm going to put it on my label. I think that is the better way. So the adhesive that I laid down might be a problem. We'll see. We might have to get rid of that. Let's just put it on my label. And that way I can know what's sticking out and what's not, and then it's gonna hopefully it'll work. It will work, right? It'll work. So I'm just gonna zigzag that. And we'll see what happens. Is that gonna work? Yeah, see, that worked better. So putting it on your label is going to shorten this one end a bit. Then you know that it's where you want it to be. That works for me. Okay, we're almost done. So now I have a bit of adhesive down here. That's probably going to be a problem unless I lower this, which I might do. No, I kind of want it. I want it in that, you know, 1/3, lower 1/3 of the card. But I want a little bit of the opening to show there. So I kind of want this gone. So let's just use the heat and friction of my thumb to carefully work that. I don't have to take it off altogether because it's still going to be covered up. And I'm starting to tear that, so that's as far as I'm going to go. And then I'll make sure, no, it's not going to be covered up. Well, how bad is that tear? It's not too bad. I don't know, guys. That didn't work very well, did it? Sometimes that happens with pattern paper, I find, especially. Okay, let's just add some dimensionals, which I put where? Here we go. I want to put dimensionals. I have a bit of adhesive poking out that's not covered up, so I'll purposely put dimensionals to cover up that adhesive. And then this side, so the thinking side is going to be over here. So I could probably, yeah, I'll have to put it lower because of my tear. That's okay. It still works. Yeah, so this end is going to be on the frame, but this end is not. So I might have to do double dimensionals underneath there. So I'm just going to actually put them here double dimensionals, 2 layers. And I will use 2 the same size so they cover each other up. You know, Eunice, you say that the zigzag effect is not your kind of deal, that it feels like it looks awkward. It's funny how we have different things that we just like, nah, that doesn't work for me. And that's totally fine. Like everybody's got something that their favorite kind of way of doing things, or they like when other people do it sometimes but not when they do it. So everybody's got their thing. Let's pop that there. That's working for me. Yay! So pretty. And if I wanted to, though I'm not entirely sure that I do, I could add some of the beautiful genial gems. With that, these ones would work really nicely, this color. These work okay. They're pretty good, actually. I think they're supposed to be mint macaron, though. So yeah, I could add, why not? Let's do it. Let's go for it. We'll add one there. And I don't know. I'm so bad at just randomly picking places to put the gems, as you know. These are so pretty though. Let's just do that. Oops, a little high, or a little low. There we go. And there we go. A sweet thinking of you card. I covered up. You can see that little tear there. It's very hard to see. Nobody's going to see it unless I show it to them, I don't think. It's pretty hidden. But yeah, tear and tape is pretty strong, which is why we love it, of course. But sometimes that can be not very forgiving, right? When you're trying to remove things again. But heat helps. If I had heated that with my heat tool and then used my adhesive eraser, that would have gone better. But that's all I have for you guys. So that's the Quiet Meadow bundle. That's coming out in the new catalog. So this is just sort of a taste of the new catalog, and I hope that you guys are getting excited for all that new stuff.